All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Wow, I finally did it. I bought a Camaro SS. So here it is in the flesh, 2010 6-speed Tremec 6060 TR6060 6-speed LS3 engine, Infernal Orange interior, 41,000 miles. It is a beauty, just an absolute beauty of a vehicle. 2SS with RS package. It was too good of a price not to buy. And once we hop in the car here, I'll kind of explain what I'm gonna do with it, why did I buy it, and what brought me to buy another Chevy performance vehicle. Oh yeah, it is just a thing of beauty. LS3 powered V8. Oh man, drives like a dream. There is one caveat to it though, and when I get in to the vehicle, I'll explain to you my process. So we're in the Camaro here, and I have to say, I love this car. I truly do. And I'm a big Mopar enthusiast, hence my channel name and hence all the Mopars that I've owned. But ever since, and for some reason, ever since I bought my Chevy Volt, it has opened my eyes up to different car brands and different car manufacturers. And I've always kind of had this secretive love for LS powered vehicles, performance Chevys. I absolutely despise GM trucks, GM passenger cars, SUVs. They're not exciting. There's nothing good about them. I don't like them. But GM performance cars, coupes, sedans, convertibles, whatever it is, there is something just so special about these cars that really translates into great driving dynamics, great chassis dynamics, great engine performance, great power trains. Really kind of it develops itself into a car that you really want to own. And that goes for this Camaro SS that I have here. So to get this out of the way first, this has definitely been sort of it's the least clean vehicle that I bought. This has a rebuilt title. So the gentleman that I bought it from rebuilt it over the course of last winter. He's a mechanic. He does this to a lot of different vehicles. No airbags went off. It had passenger damage on it. So he rebuilt it and essentially made it to what it is today, which is a very nice vehicle. Now, here's the only problem. I didn't see the paint when I bought it. He did an awful job. I mean, awful job with the paint here. So the paint matches everything like that when he had to repaint it, but it's not buffed, it's not polished. It needs to have some sort of paint correction done on it because it's awful. I don't even think, and I like doing this when I have time to all my vehicles, doing a compound, then doing a polish, something like that. My vehicles are perfect, and I don't think I could touch this vehicle. I think it's the paint on black is just the swirling and the marring and the discoloration is too bad. So I'm going to take it to a professional here. But anyway, that's part of it. I paid 15 grand for this, 41,000 miles. Talk about a steal and a half. Really a great vehicle. Honestly, guys, in the grand scheme of things, whether I could resell this, if this was a clean titled vehicle, I'd be paying probably $20 to $25,000 for it. So, and if I were to sell it, the resale of this car, it's just going to go down. A lot of these cars, they go down. This model is not a special model. It's just a regular SS with a 6.2 liter LS engine. So essentially here, this is just going to sit at its value or go down. And essentially, like my Corvette, like my Solstice and like my Challenger, everything goes down. It's not going to go up in value at all. You know, unless you're talking about like a Chevy Corvette CR1 or maybe Camaro ZL1, something like that. You know, maybe that would go up, but a vehicle like this is not. So, you know, if I buy this for 15 and if I have to sell it someday for 10, I guess a $5,000 loss is a $5,000 loss on it. It is what it is. This is not a vehicle that I bought to be, you know, a collector like my Challenger in perfect condition. I don't drive that car a lot because that's that's my baby. But this is just a great driver's car and something that I'm, you know, so far very happy that I purchased. It's fantastic. So that's what essentially made me want to buy it. I am going to post my Solstice GXP, that little 5-speed, for sale on Bring a Trailer. I just really don't have a need for it because I got a T-top Corvette C6. So the even with the RPM Stage 1 tune, it is an awesome and super fun car to drive, but it's the same experience as what I get with my Corvette at, you know, a less of an engagement factor. The Corvette is just, that's the ultimate car, and to have something that's super similar to it, I guess I just don't need it. Now, and one could make the case about this compared to my Challenger, but this being so much smaller and so much lighter than a Challenger is I guess in a league of its own per se. It's not that kind of muscle car charisma that you get with the Challenger. This is, even though it's a 5th gen, this is more of a precise machine, in my opinion, I think, and really that's kind of why I bought it, to have that coupe and more precise like machine. You know, there's a lot less room in this. It's just a smaller car than a Challenger, but it just drives and rides like a dream. I absolutely love it. So it was almost the perfect spec that I wanted in a Camaro. I wanted the orange interior. I wanted orange stripes, which this doesn't have, which I may add on it. The Inferno orange stripes, and it didn't have a sunroof either. I wanted the sunroof, but I can live without because my Corvette already has a T-top, my Challenger already has a sunroof, my Ram truck already has a pano sunroof, and my fiance's Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe already has that pano sunroof as well. So at the end of the day, I don't necessarily need this sunroof option because I'm pretty much used to it now with the Bolt not having a sunroof. And that kind of adds, honestly, it adds to the charisma of the car being such a low and sleek profile car. And for any of you saying that the sight lines are bad out of this vehicle, I have to say, I think they're okay. I think they're fine. I really don't have a tough time seeing out of a vehicle like this because I'm so used to driving a huge truck that I guess this is easier to drive because it's got good sight lines. That's not something that I am totally, you know, worried about anyway because this isn't my daily driver. So we're gonna hit up the Wash Me Detailing Center and see what they have to say about the paint here, and we'll rejoin in a couple seconds when I get back in the car. These cars, you know, whether you have a Camaro, a Challenger, a Corvette, anything like that, you know, for some reason they just get looked at so much more. And just driving through Rice Lake here, a really tiny town, everybody loves looking at these old retro, you know, these, well, I guess they're not old, but these retro inspired muscle cars, because it brings them back to the good old days essentially. And these new takes on these, you know, retro classics, and like the 5th gen Camaro, for example, such a great vehicle before it switched to the 6th gen, which I'm not saying the 6th gen is a bad car. I've never driven one. You know, the 6th gen Camaro is a precise machine. And this 5th gen, while it is pretty precise, it's more of that retro flavor compared to the newer gen Camaro, where you're looking at pure performance. It's pure performance there. It's not like this. It's not like this 5th gen where you get a little bit of that retro theme going on with it as well. And honestly, that's why I kind of fell in love with this 5th gen Camaro, was the fact that you have this retroness to it that you don't necessarily get in a lot of modern vehicles. It's similar to that Challenger aspect. The Challenger is a brute of a car, and that's why I love that car. It's a true muscle car. And this Camaro here, yes, it is a true muscle car. People call them pony cars. I call them muscle cars. And it's awesome. It's just awesome to be in. It's awesome to drive. The steering is so sharp. The TR6060 is so crisp. It's so smooth. It really is just an awesome car to drive. And I didn't test drive one of these, but I've read so many and watched so many reviews of this chassis with the Pontiac G8, with this Camaro, really a Holden chassis. And it just, after watching so many, I just had to buy one. I had to buy one. There's no other way to say it. I had to buy one. So essentially, I bought one. And I'll ask my buddy here if he would do an orange stripe on this. I think it would look really good to get an OEM style orange stripe on the front and on the back to match the interior. But man, just what a beauty of a car. And that LS3 is just a great power plant. Now, I am going to get an exhaust put on this because the LS3 is way too quiet. There's a reason why people throw exhausts on LSs, because they're too quiet. They just really are too quiet. I get a lot of intake noise, but I don't get a lot of exhaust noise. And I want exhaust. You're driving a 426 horsepower V8, so it needs to be loud. But overall, guys, I'm super impressed with this. I'm going to do an in-depth review of this as well, just not right now because I don't have the time. I'm trying to run a business, and I'm trying to essentially coach a golf team, run a business, be a good fiance, try to do everything. So anyway, driving takes my mind off of everything, and why I love being in these vehicles. So this baby is going to get a good detail here in the upcoming weeks, and it'll be all ready for wintertime storage. But for right now, I'm in love with it. I love driving it. Honestly, driving a dirty vehicle is actually kind of fun because you don't have to worry about what you drive in, and it still drives just as good as if it was clean. So with that being said, guys, if you want more GM content, if you want more Camaro content, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.